Hello guys, welcome back to First Surf Anything. 6 records to do. These are from 151 Records in Highgate. So these are worth talking about. These are interesting releases, a new release, 2 EPs, and just some other obscurities really. So let's begin. So we'll talk about this new release, and this is Talking Heads. This is live at the Worcester Festival, July the 4th, 1982. Talking Heads live, live concert of Talking Heads bootlegs very much. I do like very much. I prefer stuff from early '75, the CBGB stuff they were doing in '76, and all the way to '81 with the Remaining Light tour. Stuff from the early '80s, like from Storming and Sense tour, like the Speaking Tongues tour, does really appeal to me actually. I think because of its production. I think because of its sound for Storming and Sense, but particularly the album actually, it sounds a bit compressed and a bit not really. But I mean, it's meant to be like a concert film and very much, and a live performance as well. But it doesn't sound right. So I prefer like other live albums and bootlegs really. Well, there's only one other live album. That's the name of this band is Talking Heads, which is far better than Storming and Sense in my opinion. Not to say this actually is great as well. Actually, to be honest. Stuff from '82 I never really listened to actually, because there's not much stuff really about it actually. I know you had the Montreux Jazz Festival. They sort of do a performance of that, like a video performance. The US Festival as well. Yeah, but it's interesting. I noticed with this lineup they sort of changed everything around. They did. From the Remaining Light tour, of course, you had the sort of main quartet, of course, of Byrne, Harrison, France, and Weymouth. For the Remaining Light tour, you had Adrian Belew, Dolly McDonald, Steve Scales, Benny Worrell, and Buster Jones. When they came back for the '82 tour, Adrian Belew was replaced with Alex Weir. Adrian Belew at this time was with King Crimson. At this point, I think Beat was released and they were touring. They were. So Alex Weir was brought in as the guitarist, secondary guitarist, very much. Benny Worrell was, I don't know what he was doing really. I think he was doing some solo projects, or doing more stuff with George Clinton, Parliament Funkadelic, all that sort of stuff. So he was replaced with Raymond Jones only for this tour, only for '82 tour, and he came back afterwards. He did same with Alex Weir. They both came back. Stephen Scales is still in the group. Donald McDowell's still here, of course, even though this is like a last sort of tour with the band, pretty much. After that, I've forgotten the names of the 2 backup singers who came in for the Stop My Sense tour. She sort of left after '82 really, and we still have Stephen Scales as well, who actually carried on. And I think he and Bernie Worrell played at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in 2002 when they performed sort of like live doing more time and burning down the house as well. Yeah. Also, this concert, the set list on here also marks a bit of an interesting change, which also became apparent with the Storming and Sense tours as well. You get a lot of solo stuff, individual solo songs on here as well, because you have Big Blue Plymouth, My Big Hands. My Big Blue Plymouth and My Big Hands are from the Catherine Wheel, David Byrne's Catherine Wheel album. There's a song called Slink, which is actually a Jerry Harrison song that was performed on this tour as well. And the Tom Tom Club also did a little set list as well before doing this as well. There was a little bit of video footage, but that's all gone now, actually. Along with the Heatwave, there's a Heatwave Festival footage as well that used to be on YouTube. Where's that gone? That was fantastic, that was. Really good stuff. So it seems to be interesting now. As it's more of like a middling point this tour, because you have these sort of there's a good sound to it as well with this album, with this release. This is actually NFM broadcast. This is, and you have a lot of good stuff in here. Psycho Killer, which is actually different because it's there's a lot of people singing. Of course, Dolly McDonald and David Byrne all do the same. It's like a stilted performance of with the vocals on Psycho, which actually works well. Actually, they were doing they only did it with this tour. They didn't do anything with the others. All the other ones from '75 to '81 were the same, and then from the song I sent to it was basically Burn and an acoustic guitar and drum machine, very much. Or no, just a little stereo with some drum loops on it, like a drum beat. That was really about it. The series is good. Blue Primer from My Big Hands, they're okay, to be honest. House in Motion, that's quite a bit different from what was come before. It's interesting, it's a bit more funky actually, because of with Alex bass guitar and all that sort of stuff. Eisenberg saw the same thing. Once in a Lifetime, it's all it is. You've got Mind, which hasn't played since 1979, actually, believe it or not. Cities, of course, was played, I think 79, then also was heavily used in the Remain Alive tour. Mind hasn't been played since 79. Life During Wartime, again, was played countlessly, same with Take Me to a River and the Al Green song. So it's a really good performance, actually. Decent amount of sellers. I don't know if this is an edited version of it, actually. I don't know if they did any more songs this or not, really. Who knows? It's also released by a company called Doll. I do have another release by them, so I'll probably switch that eventually at some point. Anyway, that's number one. Number two, this is an EP. This is, well, it's a 45 EP. It's got 2 songs each side, and this is 4 tracks from Mamas and Papas, or the Mamas and the Papas. Really good band. These I've started really getting into these actually, to be honest. This is the very first vinyl release of actually got these, and it's really good. This is really good. It is what this is. It's basically ABC Records used to release something called Plus Fours. I do have another release of Plus Fours actually, so I need to do another separate video of that. But this one in particular is really, really good because you have stuff. You have Monday, dedicated to the one I love, California Dreaming, and Kushik Ali. And these all apparently come from these albums. Come from these two actually. Hits of Gold and 20 Gold Hits. One of these actually do have somewhere actually. Because I got it recently. I don't know where I put it though. But this is when I got this, I really enjoyed it. This was, they're really good songs. These are both 2 from 66, 2 from 67. So 2 of them are from the first album, If You Believe Your Eyes and Ears, and the one from 67 I think is from Deliver, of course. But they're really good ones actually. I really enjoy them. I know there's a bit of controversy with John Phillips, of course, with his let's just say incestual relationship with his daughter Mackenzie. I think so actually. Doing some maybe touring. Well, drugs are involved, they were, but nothing very much to say about that really. I think it's over and done with really. But I really enjoyed it. I mean, they were all impressive. They were, they can all sing. They were like a San Francisco folk rock band. Very much. They were part of like stuff like the Journeymen and stuff like that, and all that sort of things really. But it's really good. A little bit of information, of course, here about the band briefly. A little bit of date wrong actually. August 9, 75. That's wrong. 74. Sally passed away. Of course, they briefly mentioned 65 and 68 were the vintage years of them. 69 they saw split, and they performed in 71, which they recorded the album People Like Us. That was mainly to do a contract issue with Dunhill Records, of course, which ABC Records actually did bought Dunhill from. All the music properties of Dunhill were bought by ABC, hence why you got this. So that's one of the things. But it's a really good release. This was. I mean, £5 for this, but it's really worth it. I do. It's like a tradition. I always like to listen to this. I do. I don't know why, but it's just really good. I mean, you have Monday, of course, fantastic, really good one. Dedicated to One Love You, which is a cover song. So you have basically 3 original Penn songs and 1 cover song, but that's really good. The vocals really work on this. I think that's what makes the Mamas and the Papas work. It's the vocal work of John Phillips, Michelle Phillips, or Michelle Gillen. How you go which way with her, Cass Elliot and Denny Doherty. But it's really good stuff. This is absolute good. Number 3, Cheetah. I got this recently, and I never really knew what to expect from this. Basically, it's an Australian rock band fronted by 2 sisters, Lindsay Hammond and Chrissy Hammond. So, just never really knew about it. It's on the it's an Albert Productions, of course. Albert in Mutual Bay. There's It's something like an Albert Studios in Australia. So of course, Les Karski. That's one guy. Les Karski. He was in a band called Supercharge, and actually produced Maynard Oil's second album, Head Injuries, in 1979. So that explains some of it actually. Ronnie Peel, My Priest Ray Arnott. It's not bad actually. I listened to this recently to think what was good about it. Yeah, so like Bang Bang. Yeah, Let the Love Begin and Rockable Woman is another one. Decent enough actually. It's not bad actually, to be honest. Nothing really to say about this actually. Just a very unknown band. That's what I like about getting your vinyl very much. You always get unknown stuff. I mean, if you like it or not really, it's just in the collection very much. But it's decent enough actually. A decent little record this is. Speaking of which, actually, for Sisters, next up we got is Heart, Dreamboat Annie. This is actually their debut album from 1976. I remember Heart actually because there was that song, was it Alone? Or something that came in the 80s. And there was a song I listened to recently called Barracuda that came in 78, which was part of the GTA San Andreas soundtrack. But this is the very first album, of course. You have Anne and Nancy Wilson, of course, fronting the band. Interesting stuff here. And also, a song I do like on here is called Wine Lining and Wine very much. You have the self-titled, you have like a prologue for Dreamboat Annie, the actual song, and then a reprise of the song or Dreamboat Annie. So that's interesting. It's a decent enough album, it is. Not much to say about this. I got it because I never know anything of Heart really, so fair enough. But that's Dreamboat Annie. That's from 1976. So that's number 4. That is 2 more to go down. Next album we got is Gloria Gaynor's Park Avenue Sound. This came out in 78. Am I right? Is it 78? Yeah, it is, on Polydor Records. I remember this cover for a lot of years actually, because I was after this album for a long time actually, because I was interested to find out where I could find these. It was included in a book called The Thousand Records done by Michael Oakes, in which I still have it somewhere. This was one of them, and I thought, it was there in the racks very much, and it was never been bought, so I thought I might get it actually. I never owned anything from Gloria Gaynor before, so I think it's worth it actually. Pretty good actually. I haven't listened to this yet actually, to be honest. I mean, what I do is with some albums, I usually make a playlist and put an individual song on some of these. For example, with Heart, I put White Lining and Wine include on it. Cheetah, Couldn't Find Anything. California Dreaming from Mouse and Paddles, of course. And I would say Uptight for the Stevie Wonder anthology, which I covered in the very first in one of the previous videos I did. Yeah, so that's what I tend to do with records. I take each individual track from these, one track from these, and just put them in a playlist. It's just to keep a little linkage together and keep everything together. Like, it's like an audience system very much. Like I do. It's a weird little thing, but that's what I do with them, to be honest. But this is here. It's got a decent cover. I always love that cover actually. That's very good. What can I say about this? I mean, this love affair. All you need to get by, kidnapped. It's decent actually, and also gives a little bio with the song "Love Affair" very much. Apparently, that's interesting. The Wheel of Reward. It's a Wheel of Reward as well. If you can't see for the plastic as well, that's on there as well. Apparently, interesting. So that's Gloria Gaynor's Park Avenue Sound. So that's on Polydor Records from 1978, and the final one is another EP. This is a little strange one. Very unknown to me, but I was picked it up because it was only £2. It was the legendary Manchester Wire. I've never heard of them. 4 songs, 2 on this one. I Am the Fly, 160 beats that. No, 106 beats that. Practice Makes Perfect and Culture Vultures. This is from Piccadilly Records, and it's to be honest, I have no idea what year this has come from. Order wants to be free. There's no information at all. It's just a blank label. And there's a lot of interesting grooves as well. They're very long grooves. I mean, it's 33.5 RPM. So these may be like long songs, or is it dance music? I don't know entirely sure what it is. So I'm really out of the blue with this one. So the legendary Manchester Wire. I don't even know them. I don't know what type of band they are. I don't know if they're like a very extended punk band, maybe a dance band. What are they? What are they? What are these? Who are these? I probably have to research them after this video. So that's interesting. It was only £2 worth it, so fair enough. Anyway, that's 6 records. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. And goodbye.